Hello, welcome to Computer Networks online lecture series. Myself Reema Rawal from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication. In this session, we are going to see the unit data link layer that we have already started from the previous session. In this session, we are going to see the topic which is error detection and correction. Now, we know that whenever we transfer the data from the sender to user, there are chances of errors while transmission. So at the receiver side, there is some mechanism that is to be established to detect and correct those errors. So the errors which are present at the receiver side, if we want to correct or detect them, the mechanism that are to be developed, it is to be understood, and what kind of errors are there, that is also to be understood. So all of these things related to error detection and correction that we are going to see in this session. So let's start it. So first of all, let us understand the different types of errors. So there are basically two types of error. First one is single bit error and the second one is burst error. So as the name suggests, you can identify that the single bit error are those errors in which the data bit change is only changed for one bit. Whereas in burst error, the error in the bits are more than one bit. Or as you can say, in multiple bits there are errors. Let us consider one example. So let us say that the transmitter is sending the data which is 101101. If there is no error present, the receiver should receive these bits as it is. But if a single bit error is present, then at the receiver side, a single bit is changed. Let's say for example here, all the data bits are received correctly except this one. Here the bit 1 is changed to 0. All other bits are received correctly. So you can say that this error is called as single bit error, where only one bit is changed. Next is burst error. Let us say for example, the transmitter sends the data which is 101101. If at the receiver side more than one bits are changed, then we can call it as burst error. So here as you can see, 10 are received correctly, but the next third bit, that is 1, is changed to 0. Then the fourth bit is 1, which is changed to 0, that is also error. And the next is 0, which is changed to 1. And the last bit 1 is received correctly. That means here as you can see, more than one bit is changed. That means here the burst error is present. So in simple words, if a single bit is changed, we can call it as single bit error. If more than one bit is changed at the receiver side as compared to the transmitter data, we can call it as burst error. Now, let us see the different error control mechanism. So, we need to have two types of error control mechanism. First one is error detection and the second one is error correction. Now, what is the difference between these two? So, error detection, as the name suggests, can only detect the errors if any present. That means if the transmitter sends some particular data and receiver receives the data which is not exactly same to that of the sender, we can only detect the error using this control mechanism, but we cannot correct those errors. Now, in the next, that is error correction mechanism, we can detect as well as correct the errors. So, there are different algorithms in error detection mechanism, and same way there are different coding or algorithm methods in error correction. So, let us start with the first one, error detection. So, errors in the received frames are detected by first method, that is parity check method, second method, that is checksum method, and the third method, that is CRC, cyclic redundancy check method. So these are basically three methods using which we can detect the errors: parity check method, checksum method, and CRC method. Let us see the first one, parity check method. So here in parity check method, the odd and even parity is set if the transmitter has the data which is to be sent has the odd parity, and if the receiver receives the data which will have the even parity, so the receiver will understand that there is an error. But in which bit there is an error and how we can change it or correct it, that is cannot be done. Next is checksum method. Here the receiver or sender will have to match the checksum produced. Let's say, for example, the sender A will have two consecutive data. Using the XOR logic, it will produce the checksum, and the user or the sender will send the data along with its checksum to the receiver. Now, at the receiver side, the receiver will also perform the checksum or using the XOR addition. Then it will compare these two checksum. If they both are equal, then there is no error. If they both are not equal, it indicates that there is some bit that is to be changed and which will have the error. But also we cannot correct it. And the last one is CRC method, cyclic redundancy check. So, as first of all we are seeing the parity check method, let us see the example. The sender sends this data which is 10111. Now, here the parity is even parity. As you can see, the number of ones are 4 even. Now, if the receiver receives the data 10110, as you can see, the last bit is changed from 1 to 0. That means there is an error. So here the parity is set, which is odd parity. So the sender has the parity which is even parity, and the receiver will have the data which will have the odd parity. So the receiver will understand that the parity does not match, there is an error. But using this, we cannot change it. Next is checksum method. So in checksum method, at the receiver's end, all received segments are added to get the sum. If the sum, or you can say modulo 2 addition, is same to that of sent by the transmitter, the received data is accepted, otherwise it is discarded. Let's say, for example, the transmitter has the data 101101, the first data bit. The second one is 110000, and if its modulo 2 addition is established or checksum established is like this, as you can see over here, 1 XOR 0 is 1, 0 XOR 0 is 0, 1 XOR 0 is 1, 1 XOR 0 is 1. Likewise, the checksum is obtained. Now, let's say, for example, at the receiver side, two consecutive data which are received are like this. As you can see over here, the last data bit is changed. So now if we produce the checksum, it will be different to that of checksum produced by here. So these two checksum are different, which indicates that there is an error. Next is CRC method, cyclic redundancy check method. So unlike checksum scheme, which is based on the addition or modulo 2 addition, CRC is based on the binary division. Remember this. So in CRC, a sequence of redundant bits called as cyclic redundancy check bits are appended to the end of data unit so that the resulting data unit becomes exactly divisible by a second. predetermined by the binary number. At the destination, the incoming data unit is divided by the same number. If at this step there is no remainder, the data unit is assumed to be correct and is therefore accepted. And if the remainder is there, it indicates that there is an error. This remainder indicates that the data unit has been damaged in transit and therefore must be rejected. Now, let us see one example of CRC method. Here we are calculating a frame having this data using the generator matrix or its generator g of x, that is equals to x raised to 4 plus x plus 1. So this is the division which is indicated. So we have used the frame data which is given over here, which is to be divided by 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Now, how we have obtained this generator or else the divider? So using this generator matrix, we can divide it. X raised to 4 plus x plus 1. If we convert it into binary, we will get 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. By using this step-by-step division and putting the carry and putting the data below, we will have the remainder which is 1, 1, 1, 0. Now you all are aware about this binary division, and as we have seen earlier, if the remainder is 0, we can say that there is no error. But if the remainder is non-zero, as in this case, we can say that there is an error present. So this is how we can detect the error using binary division. Now next is error correction mechanism. Till now what we have seen was error detection, 3 methods to detect the errors. Now in error correction, there are 2 methods. First one is BEC, that is backward error correction method, and the second one is FEC, which is forward error correction method. Now, when the receiver detects an error in the received data, it requests back to the sender to retransmit the data. This is called as the BEC, that is backward error correction. Now, when the receiver detects some error in the received data, it executes error correcting code which helps it to auto recover and to correct some kind of errors, and which is called as FEC, forward error correction. So we have seen the different types of errors in this. As we have seen, the errors are divided into 2 types: single bit error and burst error. Single bit error are those errors in which more than 1 bit are not changed, only a single bit is changed. And if more than 1 bits are changed during the transmission, if there is an error in more than 1 bit or more than a single bit, we will call it as burst error. Now, as we have seen the types of errors, now we need to understand how we can detect and correct these errors. So to control these errors, we'll have 2 different error control mechanisms. First one is error detection and the second one is error correction. In error detection, we have seen there are 3 types of methods. First one is parity checking. Using odd and even parity, we can identify the errors. Next is checksum method. By producing the checksums at the sender and receiver, and by comparing them, we can identify the error. And the next one is CRC method, that is cyclic redundancy check method. Then after that, error correction method, that is to be established to detect and correct the errors as well. In this, there are 2 methods, BEC and FEC. The BEC stands for backward error correction and FEC stands for forward error correction. Now, FEC methods are widely used and they are more effective. These are the references for this particular presentation. You can refer the GTU syllabus as well. I hope now the types of errors and error control mechanisms are clear to you. Thank you. Thank you for listening.